I've been practicing environmental law for the last 20 years, and I realized through the time that environmental law is very much focused on the wrong objective, which is just fixing emergencies. And I think environmental law should completely be rethought. And I think we should have, as humans, as citizens, as individuals, a sort of ecological conversion. This is a very interesting term that in fact you could find in the literature even in earlier times, but was relaunched by the encyclical letter Laudato Si of Pope Francis. And even if you're not a Catholic, I think everybody should read this encyclical letter because it's really a nice way of expressing the concern that we should have about the protection of our planet. My personal experience of change started 10 years ago when I heard a Swedish philosopher at a conference saying that the way law is shaped nowadays, the way it has developed, is just protecting unsustainable conducts. So if we keep on, let's say, interpreting and applying the law as we have been doing so far, we're just, helping the system to be unsustainable and to be against us and to be against ecosystem and to be against humans. So we need to rethink the law. And since that time I started, dealing of what can I do about that. And then I finally reached the point where I think we should completely rethink environmental law, going towards a new approach, which I call ecological law. And that now I see there are many signs. As I said, last year there was this very important ethical call in 2015 by Pope Francis, which is an ethical call to humanity, not only to Christians or Catholics. And then there are other, I think, windows of opportunities now. For example, there was, in December last year, the Paris Agreement on Climate Change was signed. This is not a good agreement in ecological terms yet, but it opens a window of opportunity. We can do a lot within this framework. And another critical, let's say, document that was approved last year is the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Even there, I think this is not enough, far not enough, but even there, it opens a window of opportunity to bring back the issue of what should be the right way of using the opportunity of having national development plans, trying to put a correct understanding of ecological sustainability, of ecosystem protection within that arena. So I think we should rather be activists and use these opportunities and try to steer these in the right direction with the participation of the broadest number of people around the world in the different countries. And there is a very clear call for ecological conversion. We should be all called to do something as individuals. And so it's very much about the idea that everyone is involved, because there are a lot of people which superficially are interested in environmental protection, in rights of nature, in ecosystem protection, but then in their own life they completely pursue other patterns. And there in the encyclical letter you find very much this idea. We cannot be in favor of extreme consumerism or of the ways of production and consumption that we have right now, and then say, okay, but I'm in favor of rights of nature, sustainable protection. We should start by ourselves. We should create big alliances. We should create a lot of bottom-up approaches. We should connect people in different countries, create global movements, use social networks to do that. Don't expect governments to do that. Governments will do that only if they realize that the critical mass of people within the countries at the global level has reached a point where they cannot ignore that. At that point, politicians will step into this. Don't expect them to do that before we reach that critical mass. That's why I think we should all, as legal experts, become activists, and as academics, become activists. And that's why I don't think we should have these kind of differences. We are all citizens. We should all have this ecological conversion, and we should all become activists.